Hello everyone, welcome back to Cluster-B-Milkshake. I'm your host along with support puppet Mr. Chicken. Yeah. Today we are going to talk about double binds in narcissistic relationships. You will be able to see these things throughout all cluster Bs, and you might see some of these behaviors in yourself. These are no-win situations because of contradictory messages. Now, when I learned a lot of these behaviors that I've done, across the board, narcissistic defenses and, the darker side of the force, some of these things were brought into my awareness that I was not conscious of doing. It was just things automatically that I do. So if ever I am reading off these types of things, no, it does not mean that you are diagnosable as a narcissistic person. It's just some behaviors you may have picked up from childhood yourself, other friends, other adults in your life that may have done this to you, and then it got ingrained in you to do it to other people. And hopefully, if you do see these things, you'll be more aware to stop them in the future. Okay? All right. So, number one, jealousy. Doesn't want your partner to be overly jealous, but sets them up to fail with triangulation attempts. So if you're in a relationship with somebody and I have had some people say that they don't like jealous people. Great, because I am not jealous. I'm not going to look for, you doing it shade or you cheating because, I think I'm the best anyways. But if the person that I'm with, they see that I've got too much chill going on, they're going to try some triangulation tactics. Now, triangulation can go down several different roads, but, the throwing other females in my face to see if I'm going to have anxiety. What ends up happening is I get angry at the person doing the triangulation, not at the chick. Okay? All right. Conflicting expectations. Your partner wants space, but then blames you for abandonment. Now, a lot of this stuff goes down in borderline relationships because they feel enmeshed. They feel that their independence is being taken away. So they're going to push for you to get the fuck away from them, whether it's they will become angry, create chaos themselves, or they'll just have anxiety turn inward, and maybe they'll be passive aggressive or whatever, and you're gonna start feeling like they're annoyed with you, that you're a burden to them or whatever. Then when you finally take off and give them space, then they're going to feel abandoned, and then they're going to make it like your fault. Motherfucker, you pushed. You pushed. So I know that this is, be aware of these feelings and sit in your pain if you're feeling enmeshed. Practice saying your needs. Maybe you just need a couple hours. Maybe you need to go out and do something yourself. You don't have to do a full push to create chaos. And as we know, some cluster Bs do like to fight. They like to have the fight because they do want the big makeup, to say, you love me. You showing emotion is, burnt, all right? Because peace is not an option. Open communication versus criticism. Your partner encourages you to open up and share your feelings, then becomes defensive and critical when you do share. when it's, I'm going to say it like for me. So if I wanted you to open up and talk about your feelings, which I usually don't, but you know, if say I wanted to, maybe I shouldn't talk about myself. Okay, say you wanted to somebody to open up and talk about their feelings because they never share anything about themselves or whatever. And they do open up, but their feelings aren't about the things that they're suffering with, what they're being tormented with inside, but it's actual criticisms about you. Anytime you criticize anyone, it doesn't matter who it is, they are going to become defensive. So everybody should learn how to have open communication, gentle, so it doesn't come off as a criticism, you're a shameful thing. You know, if you think that that person's going to feel like I'm a bad person, blah, 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 you know, you're going to want to not do that. Especially to a narcissistic person. You tell a narcissistic person they're bad, even though they are acting bad, you're going to be punished for it, okay? All right, spontaneity. Your partner wants you to plan things, then complains for not asking them first. They can also criticize your plans. Say that your partner, female, she asks you for flowers or whatever, you know, you never get me flowers, blah, blah, blah. You bring home flowers and then they're not good enough. Or she can even say, you only did that because I bitched and complained. It's like no one situation. You can't win. Okay? Perception of reality. Your partner denies your reality, making you second guess your memories. Now we know that this is gaslighting. Proof of cheating. You know they're fucking cheating. And they're going to be like, no, you didn't see what you saw. You didn't see what you saw. And then they're going to make you feel ashamed or guilty in some way for how dare you? How dare you think that I would do that? I love you. You know that I've been under a lot of stress and now you're bringing all of this to me now? How could you? How dare? All right. Come on. So you can't get the truth. And then you are also now the villain. All right. Then we have financial disclosure. They have to know everything you spend your money on, but they can keep secrets with their own spending. You will also be shamed for spending things on yourself, or, I mean, you know, if it's not over the top or whatever, or say that, you know, when you were going out with them in the beginning and they know who you are, they know that you're makeup girl, they know that you're nails girl, they know that you dress nice and everything. And then they start to criticize you for self-care. Okay? So, and then we'll get to the, you know, then you dumb yourself down in your looks, and then they say you let yourself go. No win. You don't win. You can't win. You don't. Okay? All right. Then we have emotional expression. You're encouraged to express your feelings, but then blamed for too much emotion, meaning you are too sensitive. You're too sensitive. If you are, say you really care about the environment, you care about people getting hurt all over the world or in your neighborhood, you care about dogs being harmed or whatever. And then they will say something like, they love how caring and empathetic you are, and then they'll call you a Karen. They'll call you a Karen for wanting to call the cops on the neighbor who's abusing their dog. Okay? You can't win. You can't win. Also, when a woman says for you to be a man, but be vulnerable. This is what's been going on in the past many years, this contradictory thing. Be a man, but be vulnerable And then when you are vulnerable, it is used against you. You're called a pussy, whatever. Okay? Don't do that. Parental control. They want you to be independent, but they enable you to be dependent on them. So they want you to take charge of your own life, your own finances, your own whatever, and then they offer you money, so you have that loan hanging over you, the strings attached. You have to now take the parents' shit because they do all these wonderful things for you. And, you know, it's difficult when you're like, okay, I have to, you know, buy a house, buy a car, pay for my own college or whatever, or get an apartment. You know, they're kicking you out, getting the apartment. And then they know that you're struggling and everything, and then they come and rescue you. So they're, you know, they're the villain, and then they come and rescue you. And then they're the hero, but there's always strings attached. Okay? Another thing with parental control, criticizes your weight, but buys you junk food. Tells you to be comfortable coming to them, asking for birth control. Say you're a teenager, and this happened to me. Say you're a teenager, your parent is telling you, oh yes, well, whenever that happens, you know, down the road, whenever, you know, you get your period and you are going to have a sexy time and stuff and get a boyfriend, you know, come to me and, you know, birth control. So you feel cared for, that this person wants to, number one, they're not judging you for your future self of doing sexy time. They also care about protecting you from getting pregnant and things like that. And then they turn around and call you a whore down the road when you are wanting the birth control, or they just know that you have a boyfriend. My mom found a hickey on my neck, and, you know, all over here, you know, and she started calling me a whore and a slut. And this is, I'm not promiscuous. This woman's promiscuous. She's projecting. But how did I feel? Made me feel like shit. Okay, because I really love my first boyfriend. And she's calling me this promiscuous piece of shit. Core memory, dude. All right. Goal encouragement. So you are criticized for your weight, but claims you're cheating when you start to diet and go to the gym. So they're shaming you for how you look. Oh, this happened to me. My first husband, I kind of got thick, okay, after having my first baby. And he was being passive aggressive, telling me I'm fat by saying, yeah, why don't you put some more butter on that bread? Right after he said that, I fucking glowed up and got me husband number 2. I'm done with this shit. I'm done with this shit. Later. All right. Encourages you to quit your job to raise the kids. It's very important for mom to be home to raise the children. I don't want to put them in daycare and blah, blah, blah. But then they turn around and call you a freeloader because you're not working outside of the house, that you're lazy, and this, that, and the other thing. Probably because wherever they work, they see other women working who have to work, who do have children, and how they're struggling. And instead of praising himself for being like, I can provide for my whole family, he's going to make you out to be some sort of fucking dependent. When I went to, when I was a stay-home mom, and we went to go do our taxes, he asked the tax lady, can I make my wife a dependent? Okay. Then praised for your looks, but They have pride that you are their partner, okay? Arm candy. They love it. They love showing you off and everything like that. But they start to get angry when other people start looking at you. Like it's your fucking fault. Like, how dare you be beautiful, be sexy, wear sexy clothes, all of these things, when they were very prideful in the beginning. Now they want to dumb your ass down, dumb your fucking looks down. And this has to do with their own insecurity about themselves, that you can be stolen. If you have a strong, solid sense of self, and you know that you're a good man, you would not be thinking these, or a good woman. You would not be thinking these things, that somebody else is going to take them away. You know why somebody's going to take them away, or they're going to look someplace else? We're not talking about serial cheaters here, but we're talking about if you treat your partner like shit, they're not going to want to be with you. And the only reason why they stay is because you turn their brains into peanut butter. That's all. That's not love. You have a prisoner. How are you fucking stoked that you have a fucking prisoner as a partner, and then you're probably going to go out and cheat on her? Our world is, there's a lot of evil in this world, a lot. And the only way that you are going to change your world within yourself is within yourself. How you perceive your partners, your coworkers, your children, your family members, and your friends. It all starts with you. So pay attention if you've done any of these things unconsciously, okay? And start paying attention. It's not only narcissistic people that are unaware. Y'all are unaware. Nobody's perfect, okay? All right. I hope that was helpful. Have a great day. Namaste.